Hi, this is Mark Carrington from mybitcoinprofits.com. In this video, I'm going to walk through the process I use to find rising stars in the altcoin market. The thesis I have is that market capitalization of the coins gives us clues as to which coins are valued by the market. The rate at which a coin has risen in market capitalization then gives us another clue. The third clue I use is the coins that are listed on various of the leading exchanges gives me a view from an exchange point of view as to what they think are valid coins. Now the process I'm going to go through is as follows. I'll just make this screen a bit bigger so we can see it. I'm going to use data from CoinMarketCap.com. I'm going to download the top 200 coins. So that's the current list, and you choose your own level if you want to do 100 or 200 or from numbers 50 to 150. That's up to you. That's the now list. I'm going to then download the equivalent list. In this case, I'm using 200 from a time period ago. I'm using 2 months ago because I'm really looking at rising stars in recent history. But if you're looking for more stable things, you might want to look at a 6 month view. I'm going to download the whole list from 2 months ago. I'll come on to why that is important. We'll then compare the lists to find the new entrants. So what I'm looking for is I'm interested in the new entrants onto the now list. So those are the rising stars. I'm going to calibrate the speed of rise. That's what I want to do this for, is that I can see if somebody's come from position 1000 to position 15, it's far more interesting than someone who's come from 205 to 195. You can add in any specific criteria that you want in your spreadsheet. That could be the type of market it is, the exchanges it's on, anything like that. We can select the candidates that we're interested in, then we have to identify markets that they're traded on. So I'll go through each of those steps on CoinMarketCap.com. So now to do that, I use a spreadsheet. I'm going to talk through the structure of my spreadsheet. Let's just get this down to size here. And I'm going to pull my spreadsheet across, and at the moment my spreadsheet is completely empty. Now I've started with a clean load of Excel, so I know that it's got the full memory available to do it. That becomes quite important. Now the tabs on the spreadsheet that I've created one called Now Input. I'm going to summarize that into now. One called 2 months ago input, so that's the historic information. I will summarize that into 2 months, and then I'll bring the two together in side-by-side tables for comparisons. So let's just file that away. Let's go to CoinMarketCap and let's hit the process. So CoinMarketCap.com. When you load it up, it starts with this list of top. So under the market cap, I'm looking for all. It's listed in US dollars, and that's more useful to me because this is the market cap number that I'm actually interested in. And the first page has got 100 together and then the next 100. So I'm going to have to do 2 cuts and pastes. So I'm going to cut and paste that into my spreadsheet, onto the now input page, and paste special, and if I'm lucky using Unicode text, it should actually come in the format. So what I like there, yeah, looking good. I've got the ranking, I've got the name of the coin, and I've got the market cap. All the rest of this data I'm actually not needing. So that gives me the first 100. So if we just head down to the bottom, we've got 100. Now we just got to pick 101 to 200. So we'll go to the next 100. So we'll see we're at 101 here, and I'm then just going to pick up all of those coins. Do the copy, get back to the spreadsheet, go back to where I was, to paste special, Unicode text, boom, and in they go. So there's position. So that's now input done. So I'm actually now, this is quite easy. All I need to use is, I'm just going to use those first three columns, which I've then put across into my now column. There we can see Bitcoin on the top of the market capitalization, $243 billion. Let's go across the 2 months input. So we'll pull up the, let's hide the spreadsheet away again, and we then going to go to, I'll show you where to find that. So here under, so we're in CoinMarketCap.com, under Tools, Historical Snapshots, and it's got data going back to 2013, and it's pretty well, as you can see, it's every week in a month. So I'm interested in 2017. I want November the 5th. So we can see historical snapshot November the 5th 2017. We can see now the format of this is a little bit different. We've got the name, the code, and the market capitalization, and the table itself is 1,170. So what I'm interested in is, I said, we're going to look for the top 200, because I'm looking to see which is now in the top 200 compared to time before. So I've picked the top 200. I've got the two months input page. I want to be at the home of that. So I'm at cell number 1. I'm going to paste special. Let's see if it'll allow me to do Unicode text, if it comes in the right format. And as it happens, it does exactly that for me. So I have the top 200. You can see down there I've got the 200, I've got the name, and I can already see problems. You can see the problem I have here is that it has doubled up the names in each of the columns, so that means that my two forms of input are not exactly the same. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm actually just going to paste the HTML. So now we can see, so we've got our 2 months input page, we've got the number, we've got the code, we've got the name, and this is the market capitalization value here in column C. So this is what I need. So if I want to get this into the same format as here, I want the position, the name, and the market cap in columns A, B, and C. So if I just go here, I want to go the 2 months input, I want that information. I'll copy that across to, so we're going to 2 months input B1, and this one here I'll copy it across, and then we're just going to edit that to, I don't want the code, I actually want the market cap number. So that's what I'm working on. I'm going to copy those, and I'm going to go down to, I have 200 of them. So we should see now that I've got numbers 1 to 200, I've got market capitalization. So I'm now in a position to put these two columns into the compared side of the story. So I'm going to do the compared. So what I'll do here is I'm going to put a column here called now, a label called now. I'll put a label called Nov or November, and I'm going to then cut and paste data into here. So from the now, you can see I've selected all three columns. I will copy those across to there, and this one I'm going to need to do a little bit differently. So I don't want that data, I want this one here. I want to go from the beginning. So I'm going from 1 to 200. Do the copy. Now when I do the paste here, I want to do it differently. I want to paste the values, not because I've got the values have come from another spreadsheet. The formulas that were created on that spreadsheet, and now I want them as values. So I'll now pop them in as values. Increase the size of that column. I might have to change the format of this so that we can actually see that these are numbers. Make the spreadsheet wide enough, the columns wide enough. I suppose there's another way to do that, is we can do format auto fit column width, and then they will all fit, and then we can see we've now got the two columns side by side. Now there are a couple of ways to do the direct comparison, and the way to do those direct comparisons, we could sort this table alphabetically by this column, and then we'll just do it eyeball side by side. Or we can use Excel's tools to help us to do that. So I'm going to use Excel's tools to do that. So they could it's a visualization process, and the way it does that is I want to select this column, so the column of the names for the now. And basically what I did last time is I just went down the list to see, I counted through on that full November list what position each of these coins was in on the November list. But there is an automated way of doing that. I'm going to work out how to do that for you now. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to capture the whole of this list. So this is the historical snapshot list. I'll go back to the top of it, and I want to capture the whole list. This is going to take quite a long time. There's a fair amount of computer resource required here, because this is going to be a large cut and paste. So I've selected the whole list. I've hit the Control-C to do the copy. I'll bring my spreadsheet back up, and I've created on the spreadsheet, I've created a new tab called the 2 months full input. So this is the full list. And remember last time that we needed to paste the HTML, so I just done a straight paste, and we can see now that I should have the whole list. I've got a tab called the full months full, and I just want to grab, what I want to grab is the number and the name. That's all I need this time. So we're ready there to go. I'm now going to then paste it I'm going to page down. Now I needed 1,170 positions. So let's take a 1,170. I'm just using the page up key to speed this up. And with any luck, I've got 1,170 coins positions. So I now have a full list of the coins available to compare. So basically what I want to do then is for each of these coins here on this column, I want to know what position it was in that full list. So what I will do is I will create a space for it. I'm going to put it, I want to know what its November rank was, so I'll just put that as the title. And there are going to be a number of ways of doing this. One could use a lookup table. One could use the same process that I've used here to do the comparisons again. I think what I will do is I will use a lookup table. Now lookup tables have some peculiarities, is that they need to be, the table you're looking up in needs to be in the correct alphabetic order. So what I'm going to go to my 2 months full list. I am then going to sort that, go to data, sort. I'm going to sort it by column B, and I want to go from A to Z. So I can now see, if we go to the top of the list, we should see that this thing is in, well, it's an alphabetic list and numeric list. Now some of these coins have got numbers in them, but we can see that once the alphas start that it's now an alphabetic list. So what I should then be able to do, if I go back to my lookup table, what I'm going to do here is all I've done is I have copied across this column of numbers into this side here, so that I've got and I've pasted them as values, because you see here the value of this is actually its position in that previous page, and I've now pasted it in as values. And now what I want to do with this is I want to give this whole list, so with the name and then with the numbers, a range name. And the way you do that is you go through formulas, go to name manager, and we'll give it a name. So I'll give it a new name, and we will call it, I'll just call it lookup rank. Lookup rank. I can see it goes from B1 to C, so it's the whole of that. Excellent. So that is ready to be worked on. So if I go now here, I should be able to go to plus v lookup. I want that value, and then it's going to be the table array whose name was lookup rank. I just typed in the LOOK. And the next thing it asks for is the column index number. I've got 2 columns, so I want column 2. And that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to copy and paste that down. To number 200, and we'll see how we look. So the important ones, remember, we're looking at the ones that are not being colored in. Icon was on position 945, and Bitcoin Gold was at 919 2 months ago. Now let's just check that. 2 months full input. We had Icon at position, what did I say, 945. So we go down to the input, 945. There's a faster way to do this. I can use the find and replace. The find tool, we were looking for Icon. Find Icon. And where has it landed me up? That's Iconomy. Iconic. Icon. Which is column 792. Is row 792. I don't think that's the same coin. It's this one here. ICX is the same coin, position number 945. So that is what I expected to see, and Bitcoin Gold with it was 919. So that's telling me it's working. So then if we want to then rank these, all I did in my other spreadsheet is I put another column in here, and then I just divided this one by that one. And one of the ways to do this is you just then go and pick up all the columns that are not highlighted, so you then now got the unique ones. And what I'm hoping to find as we work our way down this list is any that were not on the November list. At the moment we've got numbers in all of these, but I'm pretty sure we'll find somewhere one that does not have a number. And I think in the process of going through this is I'm discovering how my manual process didn't work that well, because I actually had quite a few that looked like new entrances, probably because I just missed them. So far I'm seeing a number in every single one of these against the 2 month ago list. So there we go. Every single one of these now has a speed of momentum indicator against it for how it's moved. And the beauty about having done this in this particular way, I'm just going to save this file at the moment, because the beauty about what I've just done here is that if I then select the whole box, go to data, go to sort, and I'm now going to sort it on this momentum indicator. So I'm going to sort it by column A, and I want to go from the largest to the smallest. So there we have the fastest growing coins based on a ranking. I'll just round it down. The speed of momentum in the last 2 months. So the fastest moving is Icon, Bitcoin Gold, KU Coin Shares, Electroneum Aeon Power Ledger. And this is one of the key things that I was using. We can see what its position was 2 months ago. We can see what its position is now, and we know that all of these were new in the top 200. So they were in the 200. They're new in the top 200 this time around. That is what this analysis has done. The next step in the process is a little more challenging, because we really want to now identify which exchanges they're on, and this is unfortunately a manual process. CoinMarketCap.com gives you the information to do that quite easily, so we can go to, we just want to pick it by coin and see which exchange they're on. So if I go to CoinMarketCap.com. If I just search currencies, type in icon, we've just got to make sure we pick the right one. And then it gives us information on the coin, the markets that they're in. There's a tab there, and then each one of these markets. So Binance, I have accounts at Binance, Gate.io, so that's where I start. And if you've got some at Bittrex, for example, but this is what I use to just basically run through and just code the whole lot and just work your way down the list to see which exchanges the on. So if we could say it's on G and it's on B, because those are exchanges that I'm already on. And then we can say, well, where is Bitcoin Gold? Just type in Bitcoin, it'll pop up Bitcoin Gold. Down to markets, and we'll see that it's on Bittrex, Bitfinex, Binance. I have accounts at 2 of those. There's Gate.io, so it's on three of the markets that I have accounts. So it's on G, it's on B, it's on B1, Bittrex B1, and then I just coded up the side as to what each of these meant. So if we look at, so that really sums our process. If we look at how I've extended the use of that, this is my summary sheet. So you'll see pretty much the same thing. It's ranked in order of the November ranking, the ones that I hadn't identified ranking. So these are all relatively new. You can see CoinCode, which market it's in. Here's the codes are on the left: B, Binance, Gate, OKEX, and I just use it to decide which markets to open accounts in. This is the Bittrex indicator. So this is the Gate.io indicator. And this is information about what each one of these coins do. And so basically you have to work through manually, and the way to do that manually again is on the CoinMarketCap page. There's a button called website, and it opens up for every single one of those a website, and you just got to go and read about what it does, and off you go. So I hope that helps. Happy Bitcoining.